Oh my God.
Oh, Water Wednesdays.
Water Wednesdays.
What day is Wednesday on the menu?
That's the one that changed, dude. It was a great thing. Sometimes it was like one thing, sometimes it was another. Once it was
So Wednesday was
Wednesday was different things, man.
changed
It was
it up.
whatever was left over from the night school.
Keep you on your toes.
If you don't know what we're talking about, please tune into a previous episode where we talked about how I knew the days as a fat kid because that's what they used to serve us in school at lunch.
Yo, once
It should
again,
just be text.
once again, Mate Mondays, Miguel Anthony Live, Mimosa Migs,
Yes.
Coach
Yes.
Khan. We talk everything M, movies, music, money, motivation, and today we're talking movies and acting and all that stuff. We got part 3 of the actors round rectangular table. Once again, guest host Pedro. Big up, big up.
Nika Power.
Nika Power.
You're good at this, bro. You should be doing this.
You look
yeah.
you look like you
should be
belong
doing
in that
this.
chair.
Yeah, man.
You're saying I have a face for radio.
No, you look right now. Your pose is exactly. You know when you take that first glamour shot of your 3-year-old. Like you're born to do this.
Thank
bro.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. The first glamour shot of your 3-year-old.
You're
saying I got chubby little arms and like a really sad face. And funny because I'm holding in a poop too, so it's probably like that's probably what you're getting. That's that look that you're getting.
I just snorted.
If I get any more relaxed, we might have to change studios.
Oh gosh.
And just like that, my radio career is over.
Yeah, there you go.
He got potential until he shot himself in the studio.
And he was never hired again. Dalton Derek Amador once again,
Yeah,
ladies
boy.
and gentlemen.
Yes.
God bless.
Yes.
Yes.
That was very Christian of you.
Hey,
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Praise the Lord. Our guest today, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Reventar. Studio cheers, studio cheers.
Yeah,
Studio cheers. Brrrah. Well, Mike.
So I'm a myth.
No, you're not real, dude. You're not real, man. I could have told you that from the get-go, man.
Oh, great.
Shots fired. You know, I say that because I have all the love and respect for you, and I can say that so that nobody else does. Right?
Nick, are you ready for this one? It's going to be one of those ones, man. I'm telling you that right now. Michael Reventar, I've known him for a long time. Michael Reventar is everything artist. He puts the T in artist.
Where does it go? Where an artist does the T go?
I don't even know what I just said.
That's good.
I'm trying to say he embodies everything art, not business. Business too. He's a business guy too, but
Yes.
but he is everything art. Yeah. From Tiny Talent Time. Was that the name of the show?
Yeah, you're right.
Mike, talk about your first. Talk about. We've been talking about.
Can
how
we
go-
talk about pornography on this show?
I told you, Nick. I
Just
told
tell us about your little tiny talent, Mike.
That's a going, coño.
Can we start this over again?
Did we mention Pedro to stand up? Oh my gosh. Okay, Mike, tell us about your first team television. We've asked.
Skip it, man.
No. Tell us about your first television experience. We all got started when we were like in our 20s. Mike, what was your first TV experience?
So stupid, man.
It was good, man. Threw him off his game.
Yeah.
I was a break dancer, a Michael Jackson fanatic growing up.
shout out.
1983. Yeah.
Shout out,
MJ,
yeah.
shout out MJ.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Thriller album dropped. That's my first album. I still own it. The whole big double cover.
Hey, man.
MJ White
Best selling all time. Best selling all time,
got
man.
the tiger pup.
Yeah.
Cub on his hand, and so I literally had a Michael Jackson T-shirt with his face on my T-shirt, and it
Yeah, I
was
had one of those, yeah.
The shirt was so big that when I tucked it into my black leather pants, all you could see were his eyes and his eyebrows.
It's amazing.
Like literally, that's all you could see. It's literally just the top part of his head. Okay. Then I had my white socks and my black dress shoes, and I
Were the pants like short so you can see that the white socks
yes,
are going
absolutely.
on? I love it.
Yes, and I danced to Billie Jean
On
Tiny Talentine,
which was
a television show
hosted by.
I forget the guy's name.
Oh.
But it was a guy. I forget what channel it was.
Yeah. And how old were you?
So I was 4, turning 5.
Wow.
I seen the video.
Destin.
Yeah?
Destin.
I seen the
Yeah,
video.
I seen
And
it
hopefully
too.
we could get it, man.
Yeah,
the
I seen it
funny thing about it.
I know what you're gonna
'cause-
say.
What?
What he asked you. What you
No.
said.
I
Oh.
mean, that's another part. I mean, there's a segment in the show where he says to every guest, he says, if you could have a wish, he goes, what would it be? And he asks all these kids, and every kid says like $100 to buy a house, and like
Yeah.
or like they wish for world peace or whatever. So I was brilliant. I was very original. I said a desk. So that
He actually asked if I could get.
anything in the world, if
A
I could give you
desk.
anything, and I said a desk, and then he went, okay. How
Why
come?
did you want the desk?
So that's what he
Great
asked
question.
me,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to, I guess, vocalize it at the time.
Did you think desk meant something else?
Yes, that's good. So the
Were you actually asking for a yob?
my older brother got a desk. He did art on it. I wanted to draw on the desk. He'd never let me because he was a good older brother. So I wanted my own desk so I could draw. That's what it
That's amazing.
Yes,
man.
it is.
the artist in me
The artist in
needed
you.
to express. So when it ended up happening, when he's like, this is, and he got my age wrong, but he goes, this is 5-year-old Michael dancing to beat. So he goes, dancing to beat it, right? And I had this whole routine like ready.
Can you show us?
And then they played Billie Jean. they actually played Billie Jean. So I remember I'm like all ready to, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like it's Billie Jean started. Sorry, I was ready for boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Yes.
boom, right? So I literally just improvised the whole routine.
That's
so
so
like,
sick,
yeah,
man.
it's
Wow,
funny.
look at that.
At 4 years old, you didn't fold. Hey, no, wrong song.
Yeah.
Wrong
Yeah.
song. Wrong song. What is
It's
this?
amazing. Man.
You rolled with it.
Yeah.
So then I actually came across this not that long ago. My parents have like this file, and it has like all my bad report cards and all these different things. And there's literally a letter from that television station. Some anonymous viewer saw it, sent $50.
To get a desk.
No,
I wasn't trying to be funny. I thought
That would have been.
was.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought.
buy this kid a desk.
Yeah, man.
that's pretty funny.
I thought
Yeah,
that's what you were
man.
going to say with the
I know,
letters.
that-
Were they bribing bribing the
Get a
state?
desk.
Dude, that was
That
like
was
a
genuine.
sincere reaction
Yeah, yeah,
of like,
yeah.
what I would want to do is
It's
I want this
amazing.
little kid to have
No.
a desk.
It said here's basically $50.
Don't ever put this kid again on
Yeah,
TV.
exactly.
What was it?
No, it basically said like you have amazing talent. Here, use this $50 towards like pursuing your dreams, kind of thing.
Sick.
Wow.
Of a desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get healed up from the whole your brother not?
Yeah, it's all
You
good.
good? Counseling and all
good.
that.
But it's
Good?
amazing.
You
See,
over
like
it?
that's
still-
the
you don't have- you
artist in you, and I love that. But what if you were a businessman and asked for $100? You could buy a desk and pencil crayons.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ask. These were gifts given out of the goodness of people's hearts.
No, but I know. But you asked for a desk.
Yes, I know.
If you had $100, you can buy like stuff to make art with.
Yes, absolutely.
See, and that's where my whole thing with business, this being a business, comes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's damn.
Yeah.
Save that for Taco
Perfect.
Tuesday.
You know what? You should be part of my team. Help me grow my career.
I have been, man. Dude, I am technically your biggest cheerleader.
Stop
Yeah,
it. Let's
it's true.
we're gonna
I
get
have
to
been
that.
your biggest cheerleader.
We're gonna
man.
get to that. So Mike, you've been okay. So singing, I mean not singing, dancing, and just performing since you were 4 years old. Talk to us about your musical background. So you're like a triple threat too. Like, what's your musical background?
Okay. I guess if should I start from when I was dancing in my mother's womb? True story. Supposedly, when Mum listened to music, I would kick and jump and push and pull, and
We all did.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Okay, Snowflake.
But listen.
We all babies do that. But you did it with rhythm. Dude, I'm not taking anything
on
away
beat.
from you. You
You
were
were
on
on
beat,
beat.
man.
It was, and it was to classical music.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how do you dance to classical music?
No, I just listen. That's
I thought you
That's
danced.
left for the womb.
It's left for the
It's
womb.
left for the womb.
But speaking of classical
Yeah,
music,
so
you
I-
are
classically trained in piano.
damn.
Amazing.
I'm a
Yeah.
pianist.
What?
A pianist.
Did you
Come
swear?
on. Come on, guys. This is ammo. He's bumps that spike, Pedro.
He's like spiking a beach ball, man. I'm like, I'm not gonna take the easy ones.
You're right.
Challenge me.
You're right. That's how talented we are.
Yeah. It's like,
He knows
Any
the
other group,
pass.
any
He
other
knows
group
the
would be
pass.
like all over that.
what am I gonna like? He's setting it up. I'm like, no. Wait until you mean something. I'm gonna kick that. I'll
You
jump on
passed the
that.
test. You passed the test. Yeah.
So yes, you definitely play the piano and you're extremely good at it.
Thank you.
Classically trained, he said.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
not Montessori, Royal Conservatory, right? Montessori.
Yeah, you know
We're
what
all
I'm
the
saying.
same.
Hey, it all
Potato
started somewhere,
potato.
man. You
that,
can
that
start
white
Montessori.
privilege stuff. Like,
Why are you guys laughing at that? I
Damn.
don't understand that.
Go ahead. So
Go ahead.
Go ahead, privilege.
Go ahead.
go ahead, Privy.
Yeah.
Privy. So classically trained, so
Yeah.
piano.
Yeah.
When did you get into acting?
Oh.
Because for you, unlike Dalton, right? Like Dalton, he was like when he was a kid, he was always acting. You were different. You were like heavy in sports, music. Like you, I think when I think Mike, I think music.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
people that know Mike more,
Yeah.
like from back, it's like music.
Yeah.
Music.
This guy can score a movie, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Actually, in fact, when Mike told me you got into acting, I'm like, dude, it's the wrong lane. Like this is like before all his accolades and stuff, right? I'm like, dude, no, it's the right business, but on that side.
Yeah.
So what?
So thanks for your honesty now. Because back then you're like, okay, buddy, see you in the audition room.
Why is he doing that? So why acting? Why and how did you get into acting?
Because look at his face, man. The guy's beautiful.
Whatever.
Look at that, man.
Look at his jawbones, man.
Look, like the one over there, that thing where the red carpet, like that guy belongs in movies, man.
Hey, little homage to MJ right there.
Yeah. Oh,
There you
yeah.
go. Like this. Pow.
It's amazing. I mean, yeah, you love it and all that stuff, but look at that face, man. I want to put him in every movie I'm ever in.
Yeah, whatever. See, he's being charitable again. So for me, I mean, the arts is like, when I don't even look at it like just acting.
Right.
For me, it literally is just a form of expression. It's just art. I say about music, I always talk about how I'm at the mercy of music. Music makes me feel. Right? So try it sometime, Pedro.
I love to try music, man. If I was at all musical, I would have tried it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just, I say that for me, even how I act through music. So
What does that even mean, bro?
It's shit that artists say when they can't explain things
No.
in real words.
And everybody just goes,
Ooh, that's deep.
that's
So look,
very
truth-
deep.
that's
No, but
deep,
what,
man.
what
Okay, so look, so we're filming in this warehouse, filming on this train. Okay, we saw Dalton's reel before, and Pedro's played on it as well. And Jamie Hector, I'm doing a scene with Jamie Hector. If you guys don't know Jamie Hector, he's Marlo Stanfield from The Wire. Okay.
Oh yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah, so epic villain. And we did like just a quick rehearsal. When we're done the rehearsal, he comes up to me while they're miking us, and he's like, "So hey, bro, so like, what do you train?"
What
So
do you train?
He's like,
Where-
what do you
where?
what? And he goes, what?
Well,
He goes,
what?
What do you
What
train?
do you
man? What do you
train? Oh.
train?
What does
So-
that even mean?
So, because my involvement in security, okay, and just like earlier that week we were training literally like some close quarter combat and some physical scenarios. I was thinking he's thinking like martial arts and different things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm kind of looking at him like, what do you mean? And he's like, Meisner method, and he's like,
oh, the techniques.
yeah,
techniques
so they're
of
all
acting.
different
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
techniques.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what do you train to be an actor?
Scarborough techniques.
And then like no one ever asked me that before, so I was like, it's like I don't. And then he's like, so like, what do you do? What do you do? And then I when I thought about it, I literally score music to the scene in my head, and that dictates how I make the scene happen.
Pause.
Does that make sense?
Pause.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
So you get the scene.
Yes. So it's like I hear the music for the scene
I got you.
before I pay
I got
attention even to the actual.
You
like,
think in music.
Yes.
In like wavelengths, like.
essentially, yeah. So I don't know how to explain that. I mean, like there are artists out there that talk about they see music in colors.
Right.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah, Pharrell Williams.
Yeah,
Williams.
Pharrell does, Kanye too as
yeah.
well. So they don't
Yeah.
just hear notes, like it's actually visual to them. So for me, it's kind of like, it's similar to that in that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, and
So if I
how,
were to drop a bunch of toothpicks, would you be able to tell me how many are on the floor?
so I'll give you an example. There's a melodic melody and element to every scene. So if you're saying your lines, you're like, look, I don't believe you. That's not exactly what would happen. Well, why do you think that? Well, because, and if it starts to become melodically mundane, I'm paying attention to that. So I had no idea how to like phrase it until I heard about Anthony Hopkins. So someone told me that Anthony Hopkins is a composer, okay, and that the great Anthony Hopkins, one of the best actors that we know in the game, that he literally writes music and hears each line like different instrumentation.
Oh.
So when he said,
cool.
So he literally will say like, "Are you kidding me?" And when and he'll hear it like the horns, like.
Whoa.
Okay. So that, like, so why he's known for like literally like perfect phrasing, like everything he says has such power. Why it has power? It's because it's literally like a full orchestra behind every word he says. So there you go.
Yo, sorry, I didn't bring my I didn't bring my scuba gear, so I can't stay.
That just went deep.
I can't
man.
go deep for too long. I have my snorkel. I got to go back up to surface.
Yes.
That was heavy.
Yes.
Yeah,
but amazing.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so when I had to answer that, so I say that my journey is still. For me, it's all artistry. I kind of consider every moment. Why I say that is because I think what is more powerful than our brain and what we think is our hearts. Okay?
Is our
hearts.
Our hearts.
Yeah, it's heart. It's like this thing inside here that we have. Tell these guys to come in.
Yeah,
we got some
get
friends.
on. Throw a shot up in here.
Yo, get over here, fam.
Oh.
Yo, just
It's
sit
all
down.
good, bro.
guys.
Yeah,
man.
come in
Sit
the
down.
come in
Yeah,
the
sit
room.
down, man.
Yes.
Sit down, sit down,
Yeah,
sit
man.
down, sit down,
Going on,
sit
bro.
down, sit down, sit down. Sit down, sit down, brother.
Yes.
Sit down.
What's going on,
Sit down,
brother?
sit down, sit down.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Take a seat, take a seat. Don't be shy. Sit down, man. Sit down.
Yeah, come in. Okay, so look.
Go
Heart.
ahead.
So when I started acting, I'll get to how I started. So I'm half Polish, and on the Polish side, they're not known for artists. If you know Polish people, Eastern European, they're, this is how they're happy, and this is how they're mad. Okay, it's the Cold War. They're from a part of the world where they've seen and been through everything.
Yeah.
So hold on.
So okay.
So you're not Mexican.
Listen, man, I become all things to all men. Okay.
So I like that Polish.
I've
mad,
heard that about you.
That's good. That's another good one. I'm setting them up, man.
You are. So Polish, not known for acting.
Yes.
For art. Yes.
For those people listening, can you like, not everybody's gonna be watching this, right? Some people are listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just hear nothing when you were saying that. Can you explain what you were doing with your face when that happened?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
Whose man's is this?
It's good. This keeps me on my toes, man. That's a good guy right there.
Great.
They have the same look.
Same look. Stone
they're
cold.
Yeah, they don't show that much emotion.
That's right.
Okay. So anyways, I have an uncle. His name is Janusz. That's a Polish name.
Janusz.
And this uncle, I remember kind of like he's very, very conservative, very to himself, very quiet. And once I had a classical guitar that I had kind of at my parents' place, and he picked it up and he made it sing. Like he made it sing, and I went over to him and I said, "Hey, I didn't know you play." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I just played a little." He put it down, never, just done. Okay.
Right.
Fast forward a couple of years, I go into acting. He says to me, kind of while we're like getting our food at the table, it was like on Easter or something, and he's like, "Michael, I heard that you're acting," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah, I used to act." I was like, oh, really?
Oh, wow.
He's like, yeah, I was involved in the arts, like, musical theater and stuff. I'm like, really? And he's like, oh, yeah. So we kind of sit down, and he's like, look, just remember this, acting is about just one thing. Every scene you do, every character you play, every movie that you're going to actually be involved in, it's about one thing. And I'm like literally listening to him, like, okay. And he says, do I follow my head? Do I follow my heart? Because every story gets to that point where that character, the whole point of it is like, do I follow my head or do I follow my heart? And so he said that if he goes, that will guide you. That's literally like your tuning fork to know exactly how to play anything. Okay.
Hold on a sec. Come up for air.
Yeah.
That was powerful, man.
Yeah.
When he told you that, were you like,
No,
did you like fall, in like church, like when they lay hands and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
were you slain?
No.
Like after him dropping that on you?
It was like it was a deposit. He put
it
something.
was down a little
That
deposit.
was
in you.
something that when I say that's been like my barometer for the true north, I've thought that like anything I've done artistically, I always think about that.
Heart, head.
Yeah, and think of like the greatest artists, and like, they don't think about anything. There's no thought. It's void of thought. It's full expression. Remember, Oprah interviewed Michael Jackson again. Let's give another MJ shout out. And she asked him, okay, so your moves, like where do these moves come from, right? And he said, he goes, I don't think them. He goes, I feel them. I feel the bass.
Yo,
So
I have
it's like,
goosebumps right now,
yeah.
man.
So he feels the bass and it's and he hits like this and then like literally they're like, and then she asked him, what about the crotch grab? What's that? And he's like, I don't know. He can't explain it. His mind
It wasn't premeditated.
Never.
He just felt it.
No. So he is the best dancer ever that anyone's ever seen.
yeah.
Anyone who has
For sure.
any can, they're all trying to be like him. Is it specific moves? No, it's truly like he's the ultimate artist. Okay.
Pedro.
Which
Okay.
I heard something last night. Now watch this.
You have nothing nice to say. Don't say nothing.
Because they're good stuff there.
It just
I
looked
know.
like you were gearing up for something.
Yeah.
So
I
was
said
like,
a lot. The crotch grabbing.
Maybe he was just itchy. It's like,
But you know what I mean? Like,
he was just.
I think Pedro's heart's being transformed right now.
so.
Keep going.
So look, we look to like, so when I was getting started, our brother Andrew McLean,
Andrew McLean.
he said to me, he's like, look, he goes, artists, they're not fluffy. He goes, they represent true power, right? And he's telling me, and he's like, look, it's amazing you're going into the art industry. He goes, there's power there as an artist. And he talked about how in the days of old, in the medieval times, in the king's court, where the king ruled the kingdom, and he had literally anything he wanted in that room, he would have like songwriters. He'd have artists that were there, okay, and he kept them close.
Go back to the Bible. King David
Yeah.
playing the harp.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, so then-
constant.
So he talked about the why though. Why would the king? Why did it matter?
That
Was
music,
it
artists.
wasn't to entertain his guests. He understood the power of that folk singer with his little
Chill,
guitar.
man.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
listen.
Are you guys hearing this stuff right now?
Yes. Okay. So when Andrew's telling me this, I'm thinking, okay, go on, right? And he said, he goes, this is the power. He said that king knew, because Shang Tzu, the whole thing, the art of war, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, kept the artists really close because he needed to know what was the message of their heart that they would actually express. Because he knew that if they had a song of, say, of freedom or a song of them,
They
actually,
could empower
Yeah.
nations.
the kingdom there would be an uprising, a revolution, and the king would be dethroned. Okay, so in order to mute that, he
Kept
lavished them.
close.
So he gave them all the riches. He gave them literally land, and he literally put
He
the
was a
spoils.
good businessman.
Yeah, he put the spoils of the kingdom on them. Okay, so
Kept them happy.
the system,
Yes.
the machine, whether it's the the music industry or the film industry, whatever it was, had them always thinking that they were just, and kind of wean them on. Go back to the movie 300.
Yeah.
In the movie 300, the Spartans. There's a scene where this messenger comes, and he basically says to the Spartans, "Look, if you come under my king, you'll have all this land." You'll have all this wealth, okay? And Leonidas, who's the leader of 300 of the Spartans, says, "You come to me with the skulls of conquered kings." Okay, because those are all
Yeah,
skulls
yeah,
of
that's right.
conquered.
That's right.
Because you come to me with the skulls of conquered kings, thinking that he's offering up something, but it's literally to make him a slave.
Yeah.
And that's the scene where he kicks him in the hole.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, that's a heart decision. That's not a head decision.
That's a hard
Yeah, yeah.
decision.
Because as soon as he does that, they forever have an enemy of the strongest kingdom to take him out. That to me, like, that's what life's about. Life's about, we get to a point and we're like, should I say something? And then you don't say something. Okay, you get to a point, you see injustice, something, you see whatever it is, you see, and then like you have a choice to kind of just get in line, to put your suit and tie on, to just do the
Conform.
thing, okay, well that's our policy, so we're gonna do those things, or you can actually let your beat hard, and it's gonna drive you
That's
to
your
actually,
heartbeat.
yeah. So,
Yo, man.
yeah, so to me that's what it's about. So anything that we do as an artist, I believe, like we have a great privilege, but there's a great power. So even though we have a system of like acting and there's auditioning and all these different things, when an artist says that they don't rely on any of that stuff, and I mean, like, if as an actor, if there was no system that got you a job, how would you express yourself? Right? So the people out there, if they're waiting to like, okay, if I get my agent, then I'll do this, and like, I mean, those are all just steps that a really thought out system is just hoping to exhaust you. But what if you literally just tapped into something that you have inside already, and you just said, okay, I'm gonna sing this, say this, write this, or like phrase this, whatever, and that's true power.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah, that's
Well, thanks a lot, Mike, for ruining the vibe.
yeah. Well, but
We were
okay,
having
okay.
fun and laughing.
Make it plastic for me. You're talking to someone that's not as
like
smart
it.
as you,
Yeah.
right?
plastic
How
for
does
me.
all this translate into real life?
Okay, so like think of that Muslim girl who said, "I'm gonna go to school." Okay.
Let's
and-
stick with the acting stuff.
No, I'm saying, think about it. I mean, look, every story, where all the stories that are written, they basically it's plagiarized from real life, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do they say that there's what's the saying? Does life give birth to art, or is it vice versa, right? So there's anything that is anything worth even ingesting from art. Look, there's times where we just want to dance and have fun, but there's other stuff that where like, what's the point of it, And if it's just amusement, just entertainment, I mean, there's a plethora of.
You're saying that word again. I still don't understand what it means, man.
It's all out there.
I said make it simple
it's
for me
all
because
out
I'm not
there.
as smart, and
Okay.
you're throwing big words.
Dumb it down, man.
I'll say
Cole's
okay.
notes. Cole's notes.
You mean
I was going to say, imagine you're talking to your kids, but these kids
No,
are probably on this
imagine,
level.
okay, imagine you're talking to me.
A Mexican from Scarborough.
Essentially.
Sorry.
I'm half
Samoan?
Mexican.
Samoan, whatever.
I'm quarter
yeah.
Samoan.
What do-
We're
what
all
do-
Mexican,
In Nicaragua.
according to the
yeah.
casting call.
What do you? Okay, ask me specifically. What?
How does that translate into what we do
Okay, so
as an industry,
okay.
as the business of show?
I don't think it's what we do; it's how we do it.
Okay, how does it
So there is a
translate in that
system.
sense?
We know there's a system. There's agents. There's
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
publicists. There's casting directors. All that. But
Okay. Sorry, Mike. That's a deep question. Think about it. Before you go on, and mull it over. For those that don't know, here's the system of an actor. Take some classes, get a headshot, professionally done. Try and get an agent. Once you get an agent, your agent now submits your headshot to casting directors. Casting directors get the casting calls from TV shows and movies and studios saying what they need. The casting director
Yeah,
says,
give me a Mexican. Give me an Indian.
give
Give
me
me
a-
a Chinese. Give me a blue-eyed.
right. Then they send those out to the agents. The agent looks down their roster and says, okay, Mike will fit for that. Dalton will fit for that. Pedro will fit for that. Blah, blah, blah. They take the headshot, submit it to the casting director. The casting director looks and says, yeah, Pedro, no. Dalton, yes, we'll see him. Agent calls Dalton. Dalton, you have an audition. Dalton goes in. They audition him.
Why do I not get the audition?
What's that?
Why am I not getting
Okay,
it? What
fine.
did I do?
Pedro gets it.
Okay, thank you.
They send his tape to the people who's doing the movie and the TV. They either say yes or no, and you get the part or not. So that's kind of like the system, right? Did I do a good job? Did I sum it up?
That's actually really good.
Okay, so that's the system of an actor.
Yes.
So go on.
So within
Now
that,
answer.
okay,
Yes.
so you know it exists. Okay. if you want to like actually make it and actually build a career so that you can actually make things. And I remember when I had a chance to train under David Rotenberg. So David Rotenberg.
Pause. So David Rotenberg
Shout
out David Rotenberg is the founder and the guy who created the pro actors lab, where Dalton and I took that beginner's course with Malie Hutton, and Mike just went straight to the top. He didn't go to the beginner's class. He went straight to David.
No, I did.
Okay, he did one, and then in the second class, they're like, move him up.
No, it wasn't like that, bro.
No, but he climbed up, and
I'll tell you what happened. I took Glenn Gaston's acting fundamental class. I took it, and so this is what happened when we're jumping all over. When I decided to actually do acting, I had no idea what acting was. To me, as a basketball player in high school, acting were, the guys with really neat hairdos and their golf shirts buttoned up to the top in the cafeteria reciting lines.
Correct.
Okay, and twirling. And
okay. and now they wear sunglasses indoors.
Hey, man, bro.
Shots fired. This guy.
It's nothing but love, man. I know I tried him on, but
for me,
it still doesn't make it any less funny.
It's always sunny for me. That's why.
But you're right. Twirling.
So that was my reference for an actor. So then when I wanted to jump in, some guys we knew said, "Okay, look, go check out Pro Actors Lab."
Yeah.
So I went to audit a class. Okay. Which
that people listening don't realize that you're making air quotes, right?
Yeah. Okay. So give commentary. Be that commentary. There. Now you have a role. Perfect. No.
Air quotes.
So so I audited his class for $50.
Yes.
Okay. So to be a fly.
You audited Glenn's class or
no,
David
this
Rotenberg?
is David Rotenberg, because I actually asked who's like the guru of acting, who's the main guy, who's
in
the
Toronto.
who's the Miyagi.
Yeah.
And I was told it's David Rotenberg,
mm-hmm.
and he's kind of changed the game. A lot of the teachers trained under him specifically, and Rachel McAdams,
personal
coach, Scott Speedman.
Yeah.
So Rachel McAdams, like, undoubtedly is like the most successful Canadian actress out there. Mm-hmm. So this is her personal coach. I audited the class, and I was fascinated. I thought it was going to be like a class on technique and how to project your voice and what to do with your hands and whatever. Like, I had no concept.
Roll downs.
Yeah. People can't see that, right?
No, but
I'm convulsing.
But at the end of the day, it's his show, and I can't
Absolutely.
I can't say bad things. All of a sudden, I'm talking, my microphone just rolls.
So the most fascinating thing about that class was that Rotenberg, he'd see this scene, an A-B scene, guy and girl, okay, and they're doing this scene, okay, when Harry met Sally or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he would come, and he wouldn't talk to them about the scene. He'd talk to them about life, and he's like, okay, he's like, there's an exchange in life, where, someone's wealthy and there's a beautiful lady, and they make an arrangement that I will be your arm candy if you provide for me. Right? And he would like describe things and like, why is it that someone who's like, the small man syndrome, right? Why is it the guy who's the smallest has always the most to prove and is the loudest, the most. So he would always go to like specific life examples that he's had or he's heard of other people. And then I remember him with these actors in the scene, and he was saying to them, he's like, look, you need one of the treasure for you to enrich your acting is your life experience. And he said, if you don't have much life experience, you won't have much to say as an actor. Okay. Right. So when it's done, I was like blown away, because it was like literally, he explored like why people do what they do. Okay. So at the end of the class, he's literally cleaning up the studio and putting away wires and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, Mr. Rotenberg, it's Michael Reventar. And he kind of looks, he's like, hey. He's like, yep. And he puts his hand out. So I take the $50 and I give him the $50, and he's still cleaning up the studio. Okay. And then he says to me, he's like, okay, what's your acting experience? And I was like,
life.
Right. So
Scar, bro.
So I said, I've acted my whole life. So a couple of times it saved my life, but and then he actually turned, he looked at me, he's like, never heard that before. He's like, okay. So we keep walking, and I actually tried to get into his class. He said, he's like, you need to be a lead. On
you
a
have
show.
to have big credits to be in David's class.
Yeah. So he said, you're gonna start with Glenn Gaston. And he's like, okay, thanks for coming. So I did Glenn Gaston acting fundamentals, trained with him for 3 months. After 3 months, I said to him, hey, can I get in David Rotenberg's class? He's like, no, it doesn't
It
work.
doesn't work.
It doesn't work like that.
Pipe
He's
down,
like,
peasant.
yeah. So he said, he's like,
Little Mexican,
yeah.
chill out.
Chale.
Chale, do you understand that?
So,
Whoa.
so he says, okay, look, you're gonna train with Bruce Clayton. So I trained with Bruce Clayton for 3 months. After 3 months, I said, okay, Bruce, get me into David Rotenberg's class. He's like, listen, son.
Who brought the Mexican?
Nobody. He wasn't.
And we let him in. So he basically laughed. He said, look, you're not going to get into his class. He's like, you got to train with me a couple more times. I was like, listen, man. Okay, because these classes are expensive.
Yeah,
and
man.
time is money.
Yeah.
So I went back and I saw on the schedule Rotenberg had a class later that night. So I stuck around, waited for that class. And I come up to David and I said, hey, David, it's Michael Reventar again. He's like, me? You know, just like Miyagi, gave me nothing, would barely give me eye contact. And I'm literally looking at the back of his head as he's doing his things. So I was like, hey, I train with Glenn Gaston. Glenn said I did really well. He said that, like, I asked him if I'm ready to act in the industry. He said, he told me that I was ready the day I walked in the class. So yeah, I got his backing. Also, I trained with Bruce Clayton. He said I did some great things, grew a lot. I'd like to train with you. And he's turning, he's going to give me his autopilot answer. Right? The Malay, like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? And before I did it, I put my finger right on his lip. Okay. No, I'm joking. That's yeah. So before I did it, I said, David. And I said, I know what you're going to say. No, so I just said to him, I'm like, look, I said, let me in your class. And I said, I'll make you 2 promises. And I said, I promise no one's going to work harder than me. And the second thing I said, I'm not going to be the worst in the class. Okay? Right? Because there's always one.
Yeah.
Right? The coach's son. There's always there's someone that somehow got in there.
How'd he get in
Yeah,
there?
exactly. I knew that. I just knew enough about life that I could be better than at least one guy. Right? How'd that guy get in the court? So he turned, he looked me dead in the eye, and he said, you better not be effing wrong. That's what he said, and he swore. Okay? So that's how I got started. Okay.
And that's how you got in with David Rotenberg.
Yes.
Which is unheard of.
Yeah.
You know.
And you guys became good friends. Like you,
Yeah,
right?
You went to his
Like,
house, remember?
you brought us to his house
we went to his house, man.
for the film you produced and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah. You know.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, Mike, listen, man. You're...
Let's talk about his picks and...
Oh, no, hold on. Anything else on
No.
that story?
So that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's not what you do, it's how.
Mm.
Okay, and why. So yeah, there's a system. It's there. I told Rotenberg my dream. Once when I was right before I trained with him for a year straight, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, would you be willing to refer me to some agents?" And he said, "Yeah, I'd be more than happy." So this is actually a funny story. He actually referred me to 3 agents, and he never again, he's Miyagi. He never showed me any love. Like it was always just very clean,
Very
just to the point.
No emotion.
And then some email got forwarded, like he had like an administrator forwarded me an email, so I'd have the contact info of one of these agents. And then when I scrolled through the thread of the emails, there's like this whole glowing email from David
Review?
to this agent.
Wow.
And he talked about like,
You.
yeah. And I remember reading it, thinking, so it's just funny.
Yeah.
So one of those things.
So you didn't let him down.
I felt validated there.
Yeah.
Felt validated.
There it is. And validation, which at least, what it means is just to feel like you belong.
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, so I belong here. So Rotenberg, I literally asked him, I said, look, I told him what my dream is, what I want to do, what my mission is in the film industry.
Which is?
World domination. Okay. I can't, I'm like, it's too hard to go into right now. I know kind of what I want to say, where I want to make my mark.
Okay, can we at least say that a platform? You want to gain a platform?
Yes.
For whatever, we
essentially.
don't have to go into why,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're doing this for more than just acting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when I told it to him, David said to me, he's like, okay, if you're going to accomplish that, you need to have major clout. He goes, you're going to have to work the system. That's what he said. He goes, you're gonna have to understand it inside out.
My brother, you are the system.
Okay, exactly. So he's like, because if you're going to change how anything is done, then you need to understand the box. You need to understand how it really works. Okay. So going in, how does that relate as an actor or an artist or whatever? What's not what you do, it's how. You have to do it in freedom. So when I audition, I'm not trying to win their approval. Okay, in no way am I trying to get them to like me, get them to want me, okay. And this is a true talk. We were talking about like, if I do what I need to do, it's not even really about them. It's more about me personally. That when I go in there, if I can operate as an artist in freedom, while being in public or being in a dynamic where there's 3 people across the desk, they're cold static, they give you nothing, and you think that they're scrutinizing and gonna judge what you're doing. If I could be free there, that's like currency for me in the next moment, the next moment. So when I'm there, I'm not trying to give them anything. So I don't even like, I read like the breakdown of what they want for the character, but I make up kind of usually my own decisions. I look at it and I think, okay, if I was the producer of this, well, how would I produce it? Then I put on the director hat. If I were to direct this scene, how would I direct this? Then I think, okay, if I was the one who wrote this scene, what am I trying to get across? And then the last hat I put on is the actor. And then
the last hat he puts on is the actor.
Yeah. And then when I go in the room, I don't think about it. Like I try to get to the point. And like, does that always happen? No.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Ask like great artists, they might say that there's only like 3 times in their life they were completely unaware of self. Right? Like it's very, very rare that you get to that. Yeah. Always. I mean, you're always, obviously you see the lights and you kind of know there's other things going on, but to get like truly lost, it's very rare. Yeah. For me, I'll tell a quick story on that. I was 12. I competed in the Kiwanis Music Festival. Yeah. And it was at a music hall in U of T. There was 2,000 people there, and there was a Steinway & Sons grand piano, 9-foot grand piano. And I remember looking at it. It was a competition. And 72 people had to play the same piece. Okay.
That must have been a bore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in the audience?
Yes.
What was the piece?
Sonata in A major, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it's like a nothing huge. It's like a 7-page piece, beautiful piece. And I remember like walking in, and my dad said, like, see that? He's like, that piano costs as much as our house.
Wow.
Okay. Right? I remember, and I was like thinking, whoa. So when I walked up, you walk on stage, and there's all these people. I still remember the feeling of like sitting on the piano bench, because it's literally like this. It's like this is the Ferrari of Ferraris for pianos. It's this
and
leather.
You're 12.
Yeah, and I sat on it, and when I sat on it, something happened, because I just looked at this piano, and I was not thinking I'm competing. I was literally the thought to play a Steinway & Sons piano was all that it was about. Right. I was literally like caught up in that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go back to the piano that I grew up with. The piano that we had, it was literally like bought like from a garage sale. I remember, we got it. The ivory keys, they're all like chipped and broken. Me and my brother, like we cut our hand playing it. It was like booming, obnoxiously loud. So we had to play like really quietly all the time. So I learned how to I learned touch and how to play really with a real touch and sensitivity, because otherwise my mom would get pissed off. Okay. It was that simple, right?
Yeah.
There's an NBA player, I forgot who it was, Glenn Rice, who was one of the best 3-point shooters in history. Yeah. His gym, when it shut down, he would stay and shoot, and he shot in the dark. And he got so good at shooting in the dark that when he played the game, it was like
it's easy.
Yeah. Easy. Okay? So when I started to play this song, I've heard it like hundreds of times, because I've played it hundreds of times. But when I played it on this piano, I never heard it like that. And I remember as a 12-year-old, the first couple of notes, right? And as I played it, I truly got lost. And I was literally like, man, if I can't even explain with words what it was, but I was caught up in the sound of this song. Like I heard it for the first time.
Wow.
At the end of it, there's an ovation. The ovation like broke me out of the moment. And I remember like waking up thinking like, and that feeling of like waking up in public.
It was almost like, oh, you guys are here?
No, I don't.
You know that feeling, right?
No, not at all. Try not to sleep in public.
So
you were so lost. No one was in the room.
No joke.
I get you.
Lost in the moment.
You're lost in the moment.
Yeah. The ovation woke me up. And I remember looking around, literally, and like a squirrel being like skittish, and I kind of like got up and I got down. So a week later, my name was published in the Toronto Star. I won the competition. Won some scholarship money, and then I got a letter from. So there's 3 adjudicators. They call them adjudicators, not judges. one of them said, like, I remember specifically, he wrote that he gave the second highest mark grade that he's ever given in his 30 years of judging. Okay, so like,
Who got the first?
I know. Exactly.
Wow.
So why
That's crazy.
So why I bring that story up is like, that's probably the cleanest moment that I was free. I was truly free in public. Okay.
So now translating that to acting and
Like,
auditioning.
that's anything.
Right.
Anything that
Yeah.
you're in, you know, like to be truly present means that you're here, you're not really aware of anything else. So like, as an actor, I think, bro, when we filmed Kidnap Capital, there might have been moments when we filmed Kidnap Capital that I felt that, like, was we lived in this room for 30 days straight in our underwear, filming like the grimmest of circumstances. Some of the you know, the background on that movie had lived through those real life scenarios of having cigarettes burned on their chest and having their like family members raped and tortured in front of them and all that. So it wasn't just a movie. When we were making that movie, it wasn't a movie. We were like, it was about telling these real
There was a
stories.
story,
Yeah.
Mm.
And I remember moments of filming that I don't like. There's literally huge blocks of time I have no memory of it because we were in the scenes, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quick story. I auditioned for Kidnap Capital as well.
Hey.
I auditioned for the guy that smashed your hands. Did you get your hand smashed or did you get your hand smashed? Is there a scene where you get your hand smashed by a hammer?
Yes. T-Town.
T-Town. I auditioned for T-Town.
Yeah.
So jumping on Mike's story about, you know, not trying to please and all that stuff in the audition room. So listen to this. I auditioned for this role. Mike auditioned right before me. I'm in the waiting room, like done up, hair nice. I'm like, you know, because
You had a scarf on.
I had a scarf on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mike comes out of the audition room like he just came out of I don't know what.
Yeah.
So he came out like panting almost, right? And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, yo, get dirty, man. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, you're too nice. This role, like, get dirty. Get your scarf off, mess up your hair. And because I'm me and I struggle with this, being transparent, I'm like, all right, cool, man. When he left, I was like, nah, man. I'm like, I gotta look good, man. I gotta look good. And I didn't get the role. So
Yeah.
the point is, like, I hear what you're saying, like, man, like, lose yourself. You gotta lose yourself in the moment. You own it. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Right.
It's about Mike and not me. Mike, listen, man.
What?
You are a ball of wisdom, and we could sit here and listen to you all day. You're a great storyteller, by the way.
Thank you.
So
Pedro, do you have any thoughts?
I'm mesmerized by you.
I've never seen Pedro.
I'm mesmerized.
He's mesmerized.
Yeah.
No, so
I want to.
Sanj, come.
I want-
sit on the
wanna-
couch, Sanj.
for me, I just look, just so it doesn't sound like a bunch of artsy fartsy jargon. I'm gonna bring it to
Yeah, because it does.
yes.
Look, I'm having to be Pedro. Like, Pedro, say something, man.
Bring us back. So, to me, why does it matter? Because I think at some point, in your life, you will have to make that decision, and it's gonna be high stakes. Do I follow my head? Do I follow my heart? Do you quit your job? Do you let go of the sure thing? Okay, at some point you're gonna be caught between two things, and you're gonna have to. The whole popular thing, and everyone wants you to, and you're just like, you know, deep down you can't, you shouldn't, right? I was gonna say shan't. You can't. You shan't. Okay, you know.
I hear you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at some point, you know.
You're right. At some point, we're gonna face a crossroad, and we're gonna have to make a choice. And 90% of the people choose the safe road.
Yeah, and it can't be. I'm not talking about like, do I get beef for the Beyond Burger? Okay, right? Flip. Okay, like I mean, like literally, where the choice that you make could affect a lot of people. And I think that if we live the lives that we're destined to live, the power that we have, we should always be breaking new ground, always affecting other people, changing things for other people.
Give me an example of such a decision.
Okay. Ooh, that's good. Okay, you're in a church, and you don't think that what they're saying is truth. It all sounds right, but and it's like the ultimate truth. It's centered on religion. Okay, and it's like everything you grew up with, and everyone, like, all the elders that everyone respects, and you're supposed to just kind of follow in line and just swallow it, right? But any real truth. It's not real truth isn't intimidated by a lie or anything that's false. So something doesn't sound right. And I'll give you an example. We're talking about musically. Even people who don't have any training musically, they know when something's off tune.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all know when something's off tune.
Yeah.
So I believe that God built something in all of us that we just know, and you can call it your conscience or whatever. You just know when something's off. There's all these other reasons why you'd stay. And I'm not even talking extreme, like, I was part of this, like, really extreme cult or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it might just be the thing that, like, everyone thinks, like, hey, that's good for society. Okay? Like, but if you know that truth doesn't ring true for you, then are you able to say? And I'll say for me, going into the acting industry, there was a lot of people around me thought that I shouldn't. They thought it's like, oh, man, it's bad, it's evil. Okay? But darkness only exists because of an absence of light. So, say that again. Darkness only exists because of an absence of light. There's no switch on the planet that you can turn darkness up. Okay? So, yeah. So what are we talking about?
What switch do you turn light on in the planet?
Yeah. I mean, anything.
Isn't it just the world spinning and the sun? It's not like a switch.
That's
it's
true.
Not a fade.
Exactly.
I mean, unless you count like daylight saving time.
Yeah, there you go. You got to put that in. So I'll say, look, all of us know.
Still, I mean,
so
give me
say,
an easy example.
Okay,
You're talking about changing like religion is like. So you're not believing in religion. Make it plastic for me. I'm a dumb
so
guy.
in West Hollywood where you live, there's a guy who beats his lady, and you see it, you hear it, you get an idea of it. You see that domestic, it plays out all the time. You say nothing. It's kind of right there. It spills in your way. It hits you in the elevator. It's uncomfortable. You say nothing. Okay, you see that mom, and you want to say something, but you don't. It's not my place, like, okay, right? That's what I'm talking about. Making like
just conform, just keep your head down.
Okay. Honey, like, it's not our problems. We have our own. Okay, that's a moment right there. You might need to say something. Okay, there are stories of that, like where, true stories where someone didn't say something, and then that domestic led to murder the next day. Okay, so
once again, that's deep. I mean, I'm thinking like with acting, like with us, what we've been talking about.
I mean, okay, so related. I'm gonna do what I feel deep down, what I want to do for this character. To me, this character is not, segmented and just literally relegated to this little box that you say a Latino gangster. Okay, this guy, I'm gonna make him an artist. I'm gonna make him. He's classically trained. He reads and loves astrology. And maybe he is in prison, but he's not gonna be the guy that you want to see.
Right.
Okay, and that's what I mean. Is taking that chance. It's like we always talk about that. You say don't win. It's not about the role. It's about the
book the room, not the role.
Yeah. So book the room, make an impact in the room. But what does that come down to?
Making a choice.
Does that mean that?
Am I going to be the cookie cutter?
Does that mean that people in the room liked what you did? Who cares what they think?
I do. They're the ones that are hiring
no,
me.
Man. I'm telling you, bro. No.
This is all great. Can we do my interview over again? That sounds smart.
I'm telling you.
Yo.
I get it. I totally get it. That makes sense here. But when you walk out the room and they might say, okay, like, get out, man. Like, that's not what we asked for. But you stayed true to that. You brought something out there. That's what's up.
You know what my problem with the whole artistry thing is? The whole artists always equate themselves with being, I'm a broke artist. I'm broke because I'm true to my art. I bring just as much work. I bring just as much background. I bring all that stuff, except I do it for money. Okay. I'm just very blessed that what I do for money is art.
Absolutely.
Right? But it's like, oh, this is just art this, art that. I mean, I'm just being devil's advocate. You know
right.
that? No, I love you to death. My favorite person, favorite actor.
What?
Hold on a sec.
I'm going to put it down. Favorite person, favorite actor. Just kidding.
Put that in.
Look, what you're saying is balance. Right?
No, man. There's no such thing as balance. I don't think there's such thing as balance. If you want balance, you're going to be average.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're balanced, you're average. You need to go after, like I keep saying. I mean, we've had this discussion for years.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like that thing that is like, yes, it's art, and what we make is art. But at the end of the day, it's also business. Because if not, we'd be even people that are doing it on the street have a thing where you put money in.
So I say this. So stop waiting. You've written so many scripts. Make them. keep moving forward. No, I know, but I mean,
They're being made.
keep pushing.
I took a fork in the road. There was a fork in the road. Do I stay safe in Toronto or do I move down?
There you go.
But only you see.
Well,
again,
I'm safe in Toronto right now.
Again.
No, but you took it. You stepped out.
only
you moved to LA.
know if that was cowardly.
Me leaving Toronto?
I'm just saying, only you know. It's not about what you do; it's the why. Okay, it might seem everyone's saying like, man, that's amazing. I'll give you an example. You know,
you make it a simple example.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll relate it musically. Yeah, okay. So, you know, I don't want to. Whatever. Jimmy Iovine, one of the most iconic music producers in the game. He wants what I do. Imagine musically. And it does not feel right. I just know that, like, no, I'm not supposed to sign with him. I'm not supposed to. And to be able to look him in the eye and say, it's okay, thank you for that, but I'm going to pass. Everyone would think you're utterly ridiculous. No. Okay.
No, listen, man. Nobody knows more. I mean, I'm going to go back with everything I said, but your heart, your soul, your instinct will tell you. You got to trust that thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And we develop that instinct as actors to make these choices, and it's from all the work that you're doing.
Again,
right?
To me, it's I don't think it's like you do it as an actor. You do it for life, and if you do it and you get it right in life, then you apply it. Okay, that's a nice answer. I get it. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, everything I do for this. We talked about it.
No, I know.
You know, people say it's great. You lost a whole bunch of weight for your health. I was like, yeah, I wish I could say that. Nah, I just want to book bigger roles. Right? It's true. Yeah. It's like, you cut your hair. It's like, I heard that they don't hire like series regulars or leads with long hair.
Yeah.
So I'm like, gone. I mean, I know. I think that the two of us, we kind of get to the same place. We just call things differently.
Yeah.
You like the whole.
I say toboggan.
Music,
you say toboggan.
I hear music.
Mike. Listen, I have to. I got it. You need there's too much.
You gotta write a book.
Right. We're gonna get you back on. We gotta keep it moving. Yeah. Let's quickly talk about some of these pictures. We got some stunning headshots over there.
Okay. So beautiful, isn't he?
It really is.
Whatever.
Those jawlines.
Look at that.
Actually, before we go there, you said Polish. What's your mix?
Yeah, what's your other half?
What's your mix?
Oh, half Polish, half Filipino.
100%
Mexican.
100% Scarborough.
Oh, there you go.
Are you 100% Scarborough?
Absolutely.
Were you born in Scarborough?
No.
Whoa. You live in Scarborough?
Yeah, bro.
You live in Scarborough right now?
No, not right now.
So you visit Scarborough.
What are your thoughts on Brampton? Okay, so half Filipino, half Polish.
Yeah.
What comes out is a Mexican.
Yeah.
And the reason I keep saying that is because you get a lot of Latino roles.
So, okay, so I'll tell you what my dream is that what we look means nothing. That literally great art would rise and it would totally change the way we look at the world. This is the truth. Big Brother America gave us a lens and said this is how people are, this is how they behave, because Hollywood really is the great storyteller of the world. Their GDP, what they deliver to the world, is film. They've taught people, what it feels like to be in New York without ever going to New York. People go to New York and they live out what they've seen in film.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, that's Empire State Building where, King Kong, that's Rockefeller Center remember, what's it called? What's that movie? Home Alone 2. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
Central Park.
But as great as that lens is and as magical as it is, we know that it's not pure. It's not totally the real world.
Yeah.
So what I believe that the future of film is in Toronto because the whole world lives here.
Ooh, okay. It's true.
Yeah.
It's doing it in LA, bro.
That's
I went to the wrong town.
Look. Bro, did I move to LA? I moved to LA. Okay, I might end up there again, but I know that the rich soil of what the world needs to hear is in this city, and it's not about the six being hot and all this. It's not about trends. It's literally like
That's a whole other conversation because Toronto is a service industry for film. Toronto doesn't make any decisions as far as the filmmaking goes.
But that's what it is now. I think what he's saying is
you want to get it to a place where it's different.
So Wayne Gretzky, when he was asked at $1.70, they said, "Okay, how did you become the great one?" And he's like, "Well, I just listened to my dad because my dad told me, don't go where the puck is, go where it's going." Okay, so that's where it is right now. I'm telling you, Hollywood knows they're living. Hollywood is at the top of a mountain and it's slowly lowering. Okay, it's slowly getting lower.
I like that.
Bro,
I
I-
like that.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I talk-
go over there and bring it all back, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it back for you.
Yeah.
man.
The decisions are still being made out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
because everything.
All casting is done.
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there.
Yes,
yeah.
All
listen,
the
but it's an
decisions.
office thing.
Every
It-
role that
it-
we get here
it-
was turned down by an American who
funnels
didn't want to
through
do it,
there.
or they need to have.
That's exactly where
they
it
need
is.
to have a certain number of Canadians
That's
playing
what
a
it
certain
is.
role
That's
in
what it
order
is.
for them to be able to
So I'm
shoot
gonna
here
give you a
and get
picture
the
right
tax
now.
credit.
Can I give
Yeah.
you a picture right now? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And look, it's so funny that for some reason we've told ourselves in our mind that the work has to flow through that 305 area code. Okay, or whatever it is.
Miami.
Yeah.
305. There you go. 405.
Whatever.
That's
Whatever.
a highway.
306. 415. 306. Okay.
What do you mean? You mean like Hollywood?
LA.
Yeah.
323?
Yeah.
310?
323. Okay. A1. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, 818 is the
Shows how
valley.
much
Not
I
a lot
know.
of work is done out there.
I just send messages on WhatsApp, so it doesn't matter. Okay. But I say that like I was actually talking to another actor. I was filming something once, and he was trying to understand. He's trying to understand my thinking, and I said,
We're still trying to understand your thinking.
okay, I'll tell you. What is the population of America?
300.
Okay. What's the population of the world?
Maybe 6 billion?
So why, as the little brother in this city, where the whole world, we have the true authenticity of the entire world in our little small metropolis of 7 million, why are we still looking to older brother to tell stories to the rest of the world when we have it all here?
They have
real.
the money.
Okay, it's nothing compared to the other 7 billion people in the world. It's nothing. Okay, they want you to believe that. They'll continually tell you that they're the ones, but they're at the top right now, 100%.
Yeah.
They're in charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
But look, also, times are changing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're saying,
The landscape,
and
everything.
and the days of big studios and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
Bro,
we were talking about it
Hey,
earlier. man.
what do you mean? It's getting into one studio. Disney owns 60% of the film industry.
Okay, so it's called the internet. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you
That's-
something. I'm gonna tell you
But
something.
these guys are making billions of dollars a movie.
So what if
they're
right-
owning? They're
okay,
starting
look.
to own. They're starting to buy movie theaters so they can show. They're going to have such a handle. They're going to have their hands on everything from production to distribution. That all that middle, the
middleman.
the middleman is
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
That all is going to be gone. And yes, we can watch things on YouTube. And yes, people are going to be watching this. And yes, the internet does things. But film industry, as we know it, is just getting smaller with less players and more gatekeepers. Because now we have Disney buying everything out. They're just gobbling everything.
Okay, so what's the solution? What do you do? How do you navigate it?
Just do whatever they say.
You buy yourself some Disney ears.
Why are you looking through their gate though? Why do you have to go through their gate?
Look, man, what I'm telling you is, as things are, unless we're going to create, we've talked about this a ton of times. We want to create, but we're not going to be able to create something and show it in movie theaters the way that we've been.
yeah, maybe not
growing up.
not right out the gate, not first project. Okay, but you gotta.
The way things are going, we're not going to be able to.
Listen.
Everything goes. If you look right now, what's showing in a movie theater,
so-
everything is over 100.
Is the
to
goal
300 million
is the goal for it to be in the movie theater?
Yes,
Why?
Or
because that's where you watch movies.
Okay, so what if 1.3 million people saw your content?
I understand that YouTube and all that stuff is great. I mean, I post something and I get thousands of people saying something, and it's great, right? And I know, and I know that that's where it's going, and I understand that. I'm being devil's advocate here, but I'm saying the way that things are right now, and things that are going to have to change, and they are changing. They're changing. I'm not saying they're not, but they're also people that have the hold right now are just going to hold on even tighter to try to change that. So it is an uphill battle, and it could be fixed. I just don't think that with the mentality that Toronto has right now, and Canada as a whole in the film industry, I don't think that it's going to be a change thing. I think it's going to continue to be a service industry to what you're calling Big Brother.
well,
Yeah.
we
So it is that until we step up.
What are you going to do to
100%.
step up, though?
What do you mean?
already started.
All you do
Drake.
is you just do
Yeah.
it.
What?
Huh?
What did you say? Start it with?
I said.
I mean, look. Let's-
Champagne pop.
Yeah, I mean, let's give Drake his credit. He took what was where people would hide and they would have small man syndrome. Okay, and he stepped out and he says, "I'm gonna rep the city. I'm proud to be of the city." Okay, in LA, how many people in LA that are making major things happening are Canadian or from Toronto specifically? They're all over. They're part of every writing camp. They're that cinematographer. They're like, okay.
Well, let's just shift
does that-
gears right now.
does-
The music industry is run by Canada, Toronto.
Really?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Well, right now,
What?
no,
How?
industry. I mean, I'm just
How?
saying, like,
How?
there's a major wave right now.
writers and they're killing it, man.
Producers.
They're killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Who's
like
signing the checks to get all these things done?
Yeah.
That's who's running it, man.
okay, so
That's
look,
who's running
this
it.
Yo,
is-
the
I mean,
Illuminati, fam.
this is
Let's not go that far.
listen. This is what it comes down to. Because I'm gonna tell you straight, they're not stupid. So if they offer a great artist in the city and say, okay, look, we know you live in Mississauga. Okay, it's not even Toronto, it's GTA. We're gonna have you come down. You're gonna stay in a house in Malibu. You're gonna be part of this writing camp. You're gonna write for this artist, Taylor Swift for the first 4 days, Rihanna the next 4, and then Avril Lavigne. You know, you're gonna support your Canadian girl. Okay, we're actually not gonna pay you, but everything's paid for, and you're gonna be. And they start to like literally entice you with all the other people that are gonna be in that room. So you'll get just credits. Okay, it's kind of not even really a credit because there's other like. So how many Canadians that you know that would bite on that? They're gonna bite on that.
Yeah.
Because it's better than what they have. That's what I'm saying. Okay, if you will continually let them feed you that way, like as a grocery store, then you'll never grow a garden. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Think about that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you could if
Bro,
you save the seats.
No, but exactly. that's what it is, though. That's the exchange. It's nice and clean, perfect. Do something for us. Okay, let us literally siphon out as much talent and gifting from you. Okay, and then thank you. We're gonna give you a little something, and you're okay with that, bro. We know this. We've been on sets. They know that. They just have to say that they're from America, and Canadians will literally do anything for them. Okay, and we're not talking about Caravan. We're not talking about Caravan or Young Street. Okay,
be brave again when the beating of your heart echoes the beating of. It's a Les Miserables revolution right now. I'm sorry, guys. I have to stop this. We will go all night. This is amazing. But I think we got an answer to a question that I asked Mike. Why are you doing acting? He's like, it's too deep. Right? I see it. I think we all see it.
Yeah.
This guy has. He's got a vision. He's something in his heart. And
I was gonna say that too. Just different.
Listen, I'm just gonna skim through here. Okay, we got the headshot. Mike, what's that one over there with the hat on?
that was The Art of More. That's a Sony Pictures lot. It was their premiere screening that they had
In LA.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip over.
Brian Cranston showed up for that, which was really cool because he's good friends with Dennis Quaid, and he surprised everyone.
Oh,
coming.
really? Yeah.
Bottom left.
Here, this was a role against the wall. Those tattoos, I drew them myself with a Crayola marker, my daughter's Crayola marker, and it helped me win the role. I had to do whatever I could to get the role. That was my second role I booked. And then they had a tattoo artist. I forget her name. Amazing. I forget her name.
It's an interesting name.
I feel so bad that I
know who she
forget it.
is.
Okay. Anyways, Miss Goldberg, she freehand drawn everything herself, which is amazing. It took 4 hours to draw all those on me.
And I was in that episode with you.
Yes,
Against the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
as well
Playing
as
the
Andrew.
Latino ex-con.
Yeah.
Begging for a job at the bakery from Kathy Baker.
Yes.
Is this one here?
That's my living room. That's getting my first headshot done in my living room.
Let's go down.
Okay.
That's you in Kidnap Capital.
That's Kidnap Capital.
And then we're going to talk about the top one really quickly, but not yet. We're going to quickly go over here. What is happening, Mike? Talk us through.
Okay. I just stood up. There's a bunch of guys in there under the... Do you want real commentary right now?
But there's a reason we left.
Okay, so this scene right here is drop houses. So this movie's called Kidnap Capital. Kidnap Capital is
I go back to the goose
Phoenix,
again,
Arizona is known as the
Papa.
kidnap capital of America. It's one of the dirtiest
gonna
secrets
chop
of
my head
America.
off.
People don't want to know. Why? What happens is when
We don't want a crusade.
people that are
We don't
illegal
want
migrants
laws. We don't
trying to
wanna
cross the
be
border into
in the
Arizona
papers.
and the other states that share the border with Mexico, they basically get
Walking
kidnapped
out of
by
here in
cartels.
2
Stop
days.
talking for
Papa.
us, please. I'm just taking this in right now.
I'm never going back to the goose.
So I'm a gangster
Yo.
from Tegus.
Yo.
You keep your
And I'm a
mouth
gangster
shut.
who purposely tried to escape.
Okay, stop, Mike.
Okay.
What is going through that man's head right now?
Yeah.
He's terrified.
He's wondering why I had that shawarma for lunch.
Whoa! Did someone just take you out?
Yeah, this is the strain with, again, our boy.
You saw that guy in
Gomez.
Pedro's.
Yeah.
Didn't I always tell you to watch your back?
Houston, it's
He looks
Houston's finest.
he looks like your brother.
Yeah. So I gotta play his cousin.
Wagwan fam.
What's up, little
Yo, I just up in B-Town, dog.
So look,
Yo, where you been, fam? Yo.
Yeah, a couple times I thought I was too,
Jesus,
but
bro.
so I'm a scaredy cat in this. I follow the system. The vampires have taken over
Look, man,
civilization. He's the renegade. He's the one.
I need
who
you to help
actually,
get me into that
repping,
building where you work.
You know, the hope of humanity.
No
kind of
one's
as
around.
his shoulder. Yeah, so I'm telling him, like,
Look,
you're
I can't help
whispering.
but steal.
Who said anything about stealing?
Take the bass out your voice, bro.
It's more like reallocating.
Yeah, and then he uses family. He's like, remember what your father said. Eh? Family first.
You think I'll let something happen to you?
Come on, man. But look, man, they're gonna take my food.
They busting dope dealers.
He's like, easy, bro.
narco.
Right, rice and
Remember what
beans.
your dad used to always tell us?
There's more. Have you heard of avocado?
Oh yeah.
A good man takes care of his family.
He took all my data.
So this was amazing to film because this is
We gotta
Guillermo
take care
del
of each
Toro's baby.
Ooh, Oscar-winning Mexican director.
Yeah, and Carlton Cruz who created Lost.
Damn, who's this?
What are you doing coming to my mother's house?
Oh, the Art of Moore.
Bother
That's
you when we ran together. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So in this, I'm an Ivy
Now
Leaguer,
you're legit.
and he
Except for when you
Get out of here.
he's a street gangster who is taking over our fraternity house.
Yeah, it's
and,
been taken care of.
I'm trying to figure out where our Coors Light went. Okay? And then he's saying, Coors Light, we drink tequila.
Your girlfriend.
So I'm basically threatening him.
Serious.
Yeah, he's got
What's that to you?
involved with organized crime.
I need to
and,
grow my business,
basically
just
a
like
street
you.
cat that is a drug
Bigger and
lord.
better.
He doesn't
She's
know.
not into that shit.
you know,
Oh, I bet some of her
problems
rich
he
buddies
has
are.
basically
You know that crowd? They got the money.
Yeah, again, a
Be
lot
some
of close
big
talking.
time customer.
The art of the whisper.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Okay. Yeah.
But man,
Call
you're
it
a
even.
force, bro. Like,
So right here, I basically said that his brother's gonna disappear if he
I
doesn't.
might even
listen to
wipe out
him.
damn.
He doesn't like it. He
Whoa,
pushes
whoa,
me.
whoa, whoa.
So I really slipped in the scene. I actually slipped, and then I had a sinister face. So the director said, "Print that." He wanted to.
Touch my brother again, I'll put a bullet in your head. That's up to you, Tommy. You say you want to help him, but are you willing to put your own shit on the line to do it?
Whoa!
You were the one in the red
The
suit.
Flash with
Big O.
I
Grant
fed
Gustin.
from you.
So season 1, I got a chance to.
I
meet
have
him
to
and
keep
then-
feeding.
Hey, all right. I know this has to be terrifying.
So,
That's why I want to
Hands on
help
you
you.
right now, son.
yeah. And I said, who took my
The night of the
cookie?
explosion when the light hit me,
Took my
it
cookie.
stopped my heart.
And
But
it's like-
this role helped you create.
Jake and Daria.
yeah, big
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
They were
True
friends.
story
Big
for
role.
true
I
story
woke
for
up
this
and
is
they
I
were beside me
got this
dead.
is right before TIFF started. I was
They
working.
tried to
TIFF,
give me
which is
CPR. They were
and,
touching me.
Thursday night, the night of TIFF, I got the audition at 7 p.m. I worked till 4 in the morning. Woke up at
This is not
7
your
a.m.
fault.
the next day. Studied for 5 hours. Did the self tape at noon, and then by 6 p.m. I found I booked the role.
Yo, you look like great story. Yeah. You look like really.
Wells did this to me.
That's there.
So,
Okay.
Whoa! Whoa!
this is Dark Matter. Joe,
I was on this too.
Joe Malazzi, the creator of the show, amazing.
That was a good. What did you do to me?
Yeah, so this is a sci-fi show that he created. Really cool. What's cool about this production is they actually only filmed 9 to 6. They never went past that. No one was overworked. Everyone in every department was Canadian.
Whoa! What happened?
Okay.
You really like
Whoa!
Being, you really like being in your underwear.
So
huh?
they, I know.
Whoa!
So they thought that my powers were in my suit, so they tased
took
me.
your
Your
clothes
armor is
off.
genetically
Damn.
locked, making it impossible
Yo, you wearing
for
a
anyone
job?
else to use it.
Yo, where you looking,
Not
bro?
anymore.
Oh, sorry.
I had a hunch
So they're like,
that
oh,
Link
look,
Drive
you-
was emitting a
They're
subspace
like, yeah, there's
signal.
no
So
help's coming.
is coming.
He goes, I don't need
I
help
don't
to
need
take
help
out
to
the
take
likes
out
of
the
you.
likes
What?
of you.
That's a tough
That's
thing for
tough
talking
talk for a man.
Small package.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Which one of these controls your body?
And I'm like, it's cold.
Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa! What happened? Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
So real quick, we gotta wrap up soon, but real quick, let's go to that picture there. That picture right there. Michael Reventar nominated for Best Supporting Actor for a Canadian Screen Award, which is like the equivalent to an Oscar, correct?
In Canada, yeah.
In
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the biggest accolade you can get in our country. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this role in his underwear. Studio chair for Michael
Hey,
Reventar.
hey, thank you.
That's huge. You didn't win, but there's no L's in your alphabet.
No,
There's only
I lost to the Parisian actor Vincent Castle.
Who is that
Amazing.
guy?
He's
He's
the son in Eastern Promises. Just remember, he's an amazing
yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Amazing
Ooh.
actor. Yeah.
Well, hey, you've been nominated, so the next step is a win. That must have been a great experience for you.
Yeah, that was awesome. A lot of fun. What was cool, actually, I also
I was
work
gonna-
with this security company, Sentinel Security, and we actually did security for it. So we had like
so all the
30
guys you work with, all the guys
were all
were
there.
there. So they got that. That is a
yeah.
cool
So
story.
really, literally, while they're taking pictures of me here, I'm like shaking hands with a bunch of those guys, and the photographers were asking him like,
Why do you know this? Like,
yeah, how do you know this guy? Whatever. Then they're like, he's one of us, man.
Nice.
This guy works with
Yeah.
us,
That's cool.
man.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So huge congratulations on that.
yeah, thank you.
And really quickly, let's touch on you not being Mexican. So the reason I'm really fascinated by Mike, and I think Pedro feels the same way, is because Mike is, and we didn't even have this in your demo, but you played a major role in the movie Peppermint with Jennifer Garner that Dalton and I assisted you in the
Yeah,
audition.
the audition.
We had a good
Yes.
time with
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Pedro has also helped you with your Spanish a couple times.
Big
because
time.
Jokes aside, Mike gets a lot of Spanish speaking roles, like as do I, right? And he doesn't speak Spanish, so he'll get this Spanish audition.
Well,
just
he's
like
not
just like
Spanish at
Antonio
all.
Banderas
in
in,
Beautiful Maria,
yeah,
Mambo King.
in Mambo
Yeah, yeah,
Kings.
yeah.
He didn't
That's
speak
right. He
English.
speaks
Speak
English.
English. He learned everything
See?
phonetically.
And
Yeah.
we gave him a role.
And you would call Pedro, and Pedro would help you many times.
Yeah, I have like tons of voice memos of him, like literally late night lying on the couch, whispering sweet nothings of Spanish dialect for me.
Amor.
So one time I'm actually, before he moved back to LA, I was in his place and he did a self tape. We did a self tape, and we're literally like, man, it was a long scene, like 3 or 4 pager. We're kind of going through it. And I got to a point where I'm like, okay, this sounds like decent. So when we do it, I think, okay, man, I hit it. Not really clean, but I hit it. So we're done, and Pedro's like behind the camera. So I'm like, okay, how was that? And he's like, okay, next time try speaking Spanish.
You jackass.
Yeah.
So what's fascinating about Mike is that he's going after, like, okay, let's just quickly take the role of Peppermint. That's a Hollywood movie, Hollywood stars, Hollywood, like, studio, what you're talking about, the system,
Yeah.
casting Mike as a Mexican
Cartel
drug lord, whatever.
Yeah.
But why is that so big? One, he's Canadian. Okay? So that just boxed him.
Yeah.
2, he's not even Latino. Box. 3, he doesn't even speak Spanish. Box. And he won the role over how many Mexican actors are there in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably, so for
Yeah.
you to get that role, that's
There's a plethora.
huge- There's a plethora, Pedro. So hats off to you, studio chair.
Man,
Studio
yeah,
chair.
yeah.
That's huge. Like, that's no joke. Like,
Yeah,
that's real, man. Like, to
Yeah.
get that in the grand scope, when you break it down like that, like, I'm sure there's a whole lot of angry Mexican actors.
Get this guy's.
You're not Mexican though.
I'm half Mexican. My mom's Mexican.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how do you, Pedro? Let's close on this.
How do you? A positive.
How do you feel about how do you feel about Mike taking all the Latin, but how taking the Mexican roles?
I feel like there's enough roles for everybody.
Oh, that's
my
cute.
goodness.
And if I can't do it, I'd rather it be him.
Nah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
you, not so much.
There's enough sun to shine on everyone.
Exactly, and we got a dimmer on his side, so it's like,
Listen, this was amazing. We gotta close this off, man. We could be here
how
all
long
night.
was this one?
This
It's
was,
like-
man,
Yeah,
Mike,
man,
Mike,
damn.
man,
Bro,
we
it's
just-
past 10 o'clock.
well, this guy had to go and drop so many bombs on us. Like, I wasn't expecting that. We're trying to laugh and have fun. And Mike's like, no, it was great, Mike. Thank you so much, man. Some great nuggets there. Some amazing truth. And again, best is yet to come for you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. For all of us.
For all of us,
yeah.
man.
Here,
I-
here.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I feel
man.
like I'm just getting started. I'm sure you do too.
2020, man. Big
2020.
things.
Look, I'll tell you, I'll just throw an idea out there. What's stopping someone from Toronto to create like a TV series 100% authentic to their home country that isn't for the US market? It's not for Netflix, nothing like that. It's directly to go to that part of the world. And it's to show that story.
What do you mean?
So I'll give an example. That girl from China whose rich family sends her and says, okay, you're going to go to U of T. And you're going to go to a new land. Okay? And all her experience and her first time she sees, like, or hears a Drake song and sees literally walks Queen West and like literally, and then she ends up working here, like making noodles here, and then like I literally mean.
I don't mean what do you mean by what the story is? Like, what do you mean the market is for China?
Is China. And it's literally like, okay, look, we're little brother to America. They've invented cool, and they've taught the world, what it means to be, everything from like think of all the characters and stories they've created. So what if, look at China. There's a couple billion people there, and this was literally released specifically
For
and
that
said,
market.
yes, this was filmed in Toronto, in North
Now-
America, in the land of the Six, and it's an authentic story, and the whole series is in Chinese.
But
Okay.
set here.
But set here,
Now-
and everyone in China, because the world wants to live in Toronto. I mean, look, pick up any type of major publication. Toronto keeps winning.
Yeah.
It's like,
When was the last time Toronto won best city to live in?
bro, it's one of the top.
What?
I think
When?
this year.
This year, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Yo, we stay winning out here, fam.
yeah, man.
Yo.
Okay, stop reading Time magazine. So look,
Oh, was this McLean's that said Toronto's the best city to live in? Is it
yo.
Toronto Sun?
Yo, Drake,
No, bro.
Drake, fam.
yeah, dude. Okay.
Yo,
So
hold
I'm
on.
saying-
So hold on.
But
So
listen, the world adores this city. They
It's true.
want to live here for every reason, from
Yeah.
healthcare to its political neutrality, or like whatever you
education,
want to call it.
to Caravana, whatever.
all the stuff.
Like,
LGBTQ.
no,
Yeah.
not that.
He's threw that in there.
So listen. So I'm gonna close off because it's my show. Okay. Gosh. But on that, what's stopping? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But if you're looking in the direction of Hollywood to make it, or for them to distribute it, or whatever, there's
Then it'll be a
Bro,
roadblock.
you
But
know
so
that.
so let me add to your thought, and we'll close on that. Okay. Let's just take the Bollywood route. Bollywood is a bigger industry than Hollywood,
Yeah.
and they don't care about Hollywood. They're
Yeah.
making content for Asia, okay, and killing it. We witnessed firsthand when IFA came to Toronto and we did security for the Bollywood Awards, which is the Oscars of Bollywood, and they shut down the city.
Yeah.
Helicopters, RCMP.
Mounted
it was
police.
like Barack Obama. It was mounted police on the streets. People sacrificing their children just to touch Shah Rukh Khan's garment. They had him flown in on a helicopter to City Hall to meet with the mayor of You think they care about Hollywood? They're doing their own thing, making their money, doing
yeah,
their
they
own
know
thing.
their market.
And
So I say,
it's-
so what's Toronto's market? It's the world.
it's the world because we have
Okay.
the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm going to close it. Studio chair, Michael
Yes.
Reventar. Thank you so much. Dalton, thank you so much.
Holla.
Pedro, I love you, bro. I
love
you. And hey, everyone stay tuned because you see the four of us here. We got a little short film coming out.
That's
it's a little
right.
funny.
That's right.
You'll see it
2020.
2020. You done know. We out.
Yes.
Damn. Yo, intern was falling asleep here. I had to